applauded her state's landmark gun legislation signed in June, but a federal judge has now blocked key parts of the law, including efforts to ban guns from certain locations, like Times Square. James has appealed the ruling. Los Angeles City Councilwoman Nuri Martinez announced she would resign as the council's president following an audio leak in which she makes racist comments while discussing the city's redistricting process. I'm Catherine Carley for Pacifica Network and Public News Service. Find our 8 trust indicators to support transparency and accuracy at publicnewsservice.org.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. We are finally here. Oh my gosh.
Hooray! We did it.
All right, with us this morning. Oh my gosh, it is the return. It is the return of Michelle Williams back from her hiatus. We had no idea you were going to be here this morning, Michelle. What'd you say?
Said surprise.
And live from TED Worldwide Headquarters in Colville, Washington, Brandon Hanson returning to fill in for Val.
Hey, I'm here. Hello, everybody.
Bonus if you're watching online, Brandon sporting a brand new do this morning. What happened, Brandon?
Well, I went to the barber shop and to get a regular haircut, it was $20, and get a butch haircut, it was $12. So I went with the $12 option.
Are things that tight nowadays?
Well, I'm just saying, I like a good deal. That's all.
All right, you saved money for that kid's college fund, right?
Yeah, certainly.
Yes, that's where guys have a step on us girls, because I would never look at a haircut like that.
But when you got it all pulled back, you almost do, Michelle.
A haircut like that, though, I'd be walking around looking like Yoda.
Hey. We need some ears on Brandon. There you go, and some green. All right. Bonus for watching online. All right, so Michelle, before I get into weather, you said it's smoky there this morning?
It was last night, all through the night. I'm up in the Loon Lake area, and I know that I saw some helicopters with those big balloons pretty close to where I live, and I watched a truck drop off a crew of about 5 what looked like firefighters. They were all dressed in, the big yellow suits. Maybe I was wrong, but I know there was a lot of smoke by my house, and so some interesting activities. It's got me a little bit concerned.
Well, you guys still haven't had enough rain to really, dampen the fires that are still smoldering out. So you could have a flare-up. You could have a new fire. Until you really get some rain on the ground, it could continue to be a problem into this fall if people aren't being safe. Brandon?
Okay. Yeah, most of the smoke we're seeing is coming from the west side. There's quite a few fires over across the Cascade Mountains and right on the eastern side of it. And the wind is blowing basically west to east. So we get the results of all that smoke there.
My buddy in Omak said it's still really bad there when I talked to him a couple days ago. And no relief in sight, at least in the form of rain. Today, plentiful sunshine, high of 74, low of 42. You guys are enjoying this really long fall, but it doesn't help the fire danger. I am looking at the extended forecast then all the way through next Tuesday. Temperatures in the mid-70s. With sunny skies every day except for Friday, when it's partly cloudy. And no chance of rain in the forecast until the 21st, and then it's only 17%.
I'm not going to complain because this gives me an opportunity to basically play golf until about Thanksgiving. So, hey, I'm down for that.
All right. So now, but living up at the golf course, I know when you'd first moved up there, you weren't really I guess you knew how to golf, but you weren't doing it a lot. Have you picked up the pace there now that you've lived up top of the hill? What, there, a year and a half?
I have picked up the pace. What has allowed me to pick up the pace is I'm able to take Henry with me and then hit around. So I get to act like dad of the year, like, honey, I'm going to take the kid, you relax. And then in reality, I'm the one doing all the relaxing there.
All right. So now do you do that with him in like a backpack, or is he on a stroller beside you? Do you let him drive the golf cart? How does that work?
He's driving the golf cart and smoking a cigar at the same time. It's wonderful.
How old is he now?
35.
Is that weeks or months?
Actually, he's 14 months.
All right.
So, and he's walking.
Good job.
I'm sure Twila wants to know all about my little kid.
I do, so I'm sure they do too, because, you know, you are Chihuahua famous, Brandon.
I don't know. Infamous.
Infamous.
You got a syllable there.
All right. I do have a sound effect for you.
I'll see you two tomorrow morning on the golf course.
You and your cigar-smoking toddler. That's awesome.
I sure hope Morgan isn't listening. That could go not so well.
You get home, CPS will be waiting there.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a copy of a startling broadcast, and we're very worried about the health of your child. All right. Let's take a look at a couple things that are coming up that are important. This coming Friday, 11 to 3:30, final Chihuahua Farmers Market of the year, which is a very sad thing when the market goes away, but the good thing about it is it brings in pumpkin bowling.
Yeah, who doesn't like pumpkin bowling?
Yeah. Look at Michelle grin like she's like dying to go pumpkin bowling.
You know what? You know what I really actually want to do? You know, they have those huge pumpkin boats. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
I have not, but I want
You
one
haven't
now.
seen those, Scott?
No.
You got to check it out.
Pumpkin boats.
Oh, yeah. They're like world record size pumpkins, and they carve them into these boats, and then they actually get in them and go.
Could I put a motor on my pumpkin boat?
Oh. Scott, you're slowly turning into a hobbit at this point.
I'm small enough. I just lose a few pounds. I could live on a pumpkin boat.
It might leverage the buoyancy. I'm not sure if that's, but I mean, maybe a trolling motor.
What are you saying?
Can
I'm a
you
troll
imagine?
now?
Can you imagine kids playing at the park and then Scott emerges from under the bridge in a pumpkin and a
You
motor?
kids, get out of here! Get away from my pumpkin ship! It wouldn't be a boat, it would be a ship.
You're dressed like a pirate.
Arg! Put you in my dead man's chest. Stay away from the pumpkin ship. All right, that's perfect for Halloween. I love it. Now I know how I'm going to dress up here in Maine.
Like a pumpkin?
Yes, no, a pirate with a pumpkin ship.
Captain Jack.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Other events coming up. We have this weekend. In fact, Michelle will have a little more to add to this. Hands Across Nation. He Ain't Heavy. It's the dinner and auction fundraiser to support Hands Across Nations and their work in Uganda. And you said they're going to join us on Wednesday, Michelle?
Yes, they are. They're going to be here about 8 o'clock. I believe they're coming into the station, so we'll be able to talk with them about all the work that they do over there and kind of how everything started and what they're doing now and what they want to do in the future. So it'll be kind of cool.
Is that Carolyn and Debbie?
I believe so.
She looked up at the sky. I believe so. All right. Because I didn't know if Carolyn was back from Uganda or if Keith was here. So we might end. We don't know actually who we're ending up with, but we will have representatives. Okay?
Yes.
All right. All right. Dig into that, too, because I know their internet's sketchy, but maybe if they're not here, we could get a chance to get them in on Zoom. But I know the internet is sketchy there where they live, so whether that be possible or not. But
that was the conversation that we had, that they were not so savvy with the Zoom thing, so they're just going to come on in and be here in this.
All right. So they're back from Uganda then, so that's a good thing. All right, and I'm sure they always try to be back for the fundraiser. Also going on in Colville on Saturday, the Colville Valley Anima Sanctuary having a mystery dinner and auction. This is the season for auctions.
It is.
So I'm hoping on. Is this one of the Wednesdays where Big Mike Bentz was out?
Yes.
Oh, so we're gonna have to find someone else to give us an update from the chamber auction and to see how that went Saturday night and how much money they raised. So, and did either of you happen to attend that?
I did not.
Oh, for shame, you two! For shame.
I think that was the first. No, I didn't even get to sleep that day because I had a band in the station. I did a band interview, and it took me about 3.5 hours to get all that done and do some song recordings and stuff like that, and that'll go out on Thursday. So
I saw the pictures on Facebook. Very awesome. I'm so jealous because that was one of my favorite things at the station, and I know you enjoy it too, about bringing in the bands and recording them and interviewing them. And soon you have to get to a point where you're comfortable doing it live and just have them come in for the morning show.
yeah, it's not so much my lack of comfort doing it live. It's, are they going to be good? I don't know yet. So I'm kind of just, testing the waters with a few of them and my own reflexes in case I hear something that shouldn't go out so I can get that button fast enough.
Well, I would always try, to watch them on YouTube, do a good explanation of what it was, and we've got a lot that you can go back and look on YouTube mainly because I don't think we were doing Facebook at that time. And I really only had one that was bad, and that's because it was country music. Oh,
You need to bring Ross from Friends on his digital keyboard. That'd be awesome.
Oh.
and I'm not. And the guy that came in is probably going to kill me now.
Good job, Scott.
All right, sorry. But there was one that was kind of different too. He came in and did alternative music, and he sang through a guitar amp, which really gave it a kind of a different sound. So that was a little different. But what I found is people didn't care. It was live music from somebody in the region, and they were pretty excited about it. One of the coolest ones, and his performance is on there in a couple different places because he did a concert for us too, and that's Ron Green out of Coeur d'Alene, and he's absolutely amazing. And what was funny, and I'd never seen this happen at any radio station when I worked at, and we just mentioned that he happened to bring CDs because he didn't know what was going to happen, how many people be around there. And we did that at the beginning of the show, and at the end of the broadcast, when he went to go home, there was 12 people. Which doesn't sound like much, but hey, it's Chihuahua. There was 12 people waiting for him when he walked out the door to buy CDs from him. So he made like gas money to go back to Coeur d'Alene.
That's cool.
It was cool, and those 12 listeners. That was so amazing, and it made him feel. And I've never seen that happen at any radio station where you have somebody perform live on your show, and people show up at the station to buy the CD. They enjoy it so much. So that was very, very cool. And very impromptu, which makes it fun, too.
So I'm just going to say I have some CDs for sale, everyone. So if you want to purchase them, it'll get me home to Colville. Thank you.
So go to Ted today and ask Brandon for a CD. And
Yes.
what would your CD be of?
Yodeling.
Yes. And sarcastic jokes.
Yeah, basically.
All right, that's all the community events I had. If I didn't miss one there, just through the end of the weekend. We're good?
I've got another one.
Okay, go ahead.
So also on October 15th, the Loon Lake Food Pantry will be hosting a paint party. Entry at the door is $20, but you get all of the painting supplies and everything. They're doing fall pictures with fall colors. And of course, all proceeds go to the Loon Lake Food Pantry to help them raise money for the community and all the groceries and all the things that they do for everyone up there. So
very cool. All right.
And they're going to have snacks.
Oh, always important. Yes, snacks. Snacks. All right. Speaking of snacks, he's a snacker. I've heard you've got all sorts of stuff in his desk. I think we talked about that last week. And you had me, no, it was when Shelley was on. Does she happen to steal your snacks, Brandon?
No, everybody stays away from my snack drawer.
Okay.
I think it's so unhealthy they don't want to go there.
All righty then. Will you have any updates for us from Ted?
Yeah, so we just completed our child care survey. We had been spending some time, a couple weeks to over a month, having our child care survey out, and we did get the results from that. So we're gonna compile the data and let everybody know kind of the results there, and that will be useful moving forward. Applying for grants and getting funding for childcare facilities or resources in the area there. So we did get hundreds of responses, so that was really good to get that. And just gleaning things, I can tell you there is a big need for childcare in this area. It is very underserved in Northeast Washington, so that would certainly help employment and just people working because it's hard to it's a hard thing to do to juggle your kids and then your work life there and anything kids can be sick at school, a babysitter can fall through, so it's certainly something that's kind of holding us back up here. It's very hard for people to find childcare. Along with that, we're also working on a few things with the current housing issue, and we're looking into some programs there. And then also last Friday, I was at TED in the library in Chihuahua. So I spent a good chunk of time down there, just available to anybody that is looking for business planning services and things like that. And then I just got done talking with the Lakeside Library, and I'll begin to do TED in the library down in Lakeside as well. So kind of servicing that southern part of the county, so they don't have to drive all the way up to Colville. Because as we all know, when you're driving up to Colville, you get stuck behind a semi truck and it takes 45 minutes to get up here.
For a 20-mile trip.
Yes, correct.
I had a thought on there. So now are you back there this coming Friday again, or?
We're doing first Friday. So the first
Friday.
Friday of each month, I'll be in Chihuahua hanging around or bugging people at the Yale Press while I order my coffee. So either or.
All right. So make sure when it's coming up on First Friday, you send us a little reminder through the website so we can make fun of you and on the radio and invite people to come see you and make fun of you.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Please,
Excellent.
please make fun of me.
Got any hair jokes, Michelle? Any good hair jokes?
See this? You see this? I'm not even trying to make fun of anybody today.
All right. I'm really depressed because I've got all those curly locks, but I can see my hairline receding. So when it gets too bad, I'm going to do just what Brandon did and shave my head. All right.
We'll have to do a comparison headshot with like the mullet and then the crew cut.
Oh yeah. All right. It's still red when you cut it that short, right?
Yes, it is still red. It does not change color.
All right. Any other TED news you want to share?
Not much in terms of new things going on or events going on. I did also want to kind of remind people that on Thursday, Front Porch Farms is doing their cider pressing from 12 to 5 p.m. And that's Front Porch Farms just before you get to Arden there.
Yeah.
And they have the big kind of highway stand store there, so
Yes.
you can stop by and get freshly squeezed cider, which it's kind of nice heading into fall. You get that cider, it really feels like you're in a Hallmark movie because you can put a little fireball in it and it tastes great.
Oh, fireball in your apple cider. Thank you, Brandon.
I try. Cooking with Brandon.
Now, is that kind of like when SETI's does it? You can bring your own apples and press them there too in their press.
I think they get their own apples,
Okay.
and they're doing the whole process. You're just swinging by to get a jug of jug of cider there. So.
All right. Let's see. It's KCHW Chihuahua looking at 8:05. Few news headlines from this morning. Italy's Stromboli volcano erupted. It caused a partial collapse of the crater terrace, lava flow, and it's caused by a collapse of material from the part of the crater rim. It produced a 3-minute seismic signal recorded by the Worldwide Seismic Network. You can't tune into that one. No damage or casualties reported. Stromboli, I thought this was cool. Stromboli volcano, located in southern Italy off the Sicilian coast, is one of the most active volcanoes on the planet and has been erupting almost continuously since 1932. Scary. People live there. If we had a volcano, what mountaintop would it be on?
Quartzsite.
Oh, jeez.
We're like a little Pompeii.
Yeah, a little Pompeii there. It'll be fine. We'll be fine.
All right. So
No, that's nice. That's nice around here. We don't have volcanoes. We don't have mudslides. We are pretty blessed with this area. The only natural disaster is the driving on Highway 395.
and wildfires.
Yes.
All right, so Russia has a new, and I'm going to try to pull this up for people watching on the video. Russia has a new general that's going to try to change things in their war on Ukraine. Surprisingly enough, look at him. He looks just like Dr. Evil.
Oh my goodness.
Is that not crazy?
Oh wow. He he looks like he likes Stromboli.
He's very angry. You can just tell by the picture of him. And yeah, it's like an angry Mike Myers. That's really creepy, isn't it? Wow.
Oh man. Is this Dr. Strangelove?
Yes. I don't even know what his name was, but I just saw the picture and it said they had a new general, and they said he was a bloodthirsty general, is what they called him. I guess that's supposed to scare people. And then I saw the picture and I went, OMG. He is really scary. And other than that, I won't give him any creds, but they have been bombing like crazy. Civilian targets because they're mad about their little bridge going into Crimea. All right. Here's one thing, and you guys might either of you have a pit bull?
Yes.
All right. Do you consider your pit bull dangerous?
No.
No. And I know people, they've really grown in popularity. They continue to grow. I've never understood it because I sorry, no offense, but I think they're ugly dogs. But you hear so many horror stories about them. And another one in the news today, 2 young children, 5 months old and 2 years old, killed by 2 pit bulls that the family owned. And the mother mauled that tried to protect the children and in critical condition. No word about what might have, got the dogs going. I'm going to guess, the 2-year-old poked one of them in the eye, made it mad, pulled its tail, and then it just, turned on everybody, and the other one joined in. But very scary. You don't feel like your pit bull is dangerous at all?
No, and I have more than one. Let's say that. And they're not even aggressive towards my cats.
Really?
Yeah, no. I mean, they're young still. They're under 6 months old or right around there. But no, I mean, I think it comes down to, I don't know, maybe training. I don't understand when an animal that you've owned in your family for any length of time turns on its own owners. That doesn't seem normal.
It almost, I saw one dog do that to somebody, but he was spanking it, and he was spanking it really hard, and the dog turned around to defend itself.
Right.
He was abusing the animal, and I was horrified, but the animal turned on him, and then he got all mad, and I said, I think you kind of deserve that, and maybe you need to take a break.
Right. And I've seen other breeds of dogs become aggressive, German Shepherds have a reputation for becoming aggressive later in life, and other dogs too. Not just, I think it just comes down to unpredictability of animals in general. I mean, and I know that pit bulls kind of get a bad rap, but a lot of them that are really aggressive have been trained to be in illegal fights and things like that, and they're the most popular breed of dog for that kind of illegal activity. And so it's not really so much the dog's fault as bad human behavior that has made them look overly aggressive, I think.
When I was growing up, it was always the ones with the pointy ears.
Pinchers.
Dobermans, yeah. Dobermans were the scary dog. I had never even, I mean, for years and years of growing up, I'd never even heard of a pit bull. And then they came on the scene. Does anybody know were they a crossbreed or?
Yeah, they're American Pit Bull Terriers, and they're a cross between like a American Bulldog and some kind of those what are they called? The little Mackenzies or Jack McKin? No, I don't remember what the spud dog with the little dot on his eye.
Okay. Mackenzies. Is that what you call them? That's cute. All right. So enough about dogs, but what a horrible, tragic story. Let's move on to something a little nicer. It was 5 ways to drastically improve your mental health. One thing I was, mental health has always had a stigma about it, and one thing I've been impressed with, especially COVID, is people are more apt to admit that they're stressed out or they have anxiety. And these 5 things might seem kind of obvious. The first one was meditation for stress. Either of you ever meditate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brandon?
Meditation? No, I'm too busy drinking rock stars. Sorry.
That could be adding to your stress.
No, Scott, this helps me. Trust me.
Okay. A healthy eating, they say, can change your mental health. Eating healthy. So that could be my problem.
Oh, well, Brandon, you're 0 for 2.
Yeah, this is not looking good for me.
No. Though, I will say when I open up the fridge or freezer and I pull out that box of Jimmy Dean, I get really happy. I love Jimmy Dean bowls. So
Exactly.
yeah, it changes my attitude. Same thing happened with that giant bowl of Halloween suckers. It made me happy. Exercise, all right? Exercise, anybody? Little exercise? Yeah? All right. Golf does not count.
Never mind.
I ruined it for him. Let's see. Number 4, and I think especially around Chihuahua, we all pretty know this. You're stressed out. You're having a hard time. A little bit of nature. Go out in the woods, sit by a lake, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And number 5, which is really difficult to work in, especially if you're still like scared of diseases and stuff, connection to other people is part of improving mental health. All right, so it says one study from 2014 says people in neighborhoods with a high level of social cohesion experience lower rates of mental health problems than those living in neighborhoods without that sense of community. So basically, the fall festival you helped plan, Michelle, was creating a connection that relieved stress in the city of Chihuahua for everyone who attended.
Everyone but me. I have a question. Why isn't naps on that list? 'Cause I feel like a nap time, designated nap time every day would make me a lot less stressed.
All right. You have like 82 kids, and all these animals. Do you even have could you even work a nap into your schedule?
I think I know at least 2 doctors that can help with that.
Okay. U.S. Coast Guard witnessed a scene straight out of Jaws on Sunday when it found the crew of a sunken fishing boat fighting off sharks with their bare hands in the Gulf of Mexico.
My gosh. Now that's not terrifying.
Oh, man, there's a little stress. All 3 men plucked alive from the water and rushed to a hospital. They'll all survive. 2 of the 3 suffering shark bites to their hands. The other one was just letting the other 2 protect him, I guess.
You guys handle this.
Go over there. You already smell like blood.
Rescue happened 25 miles off of Empire, Louisiana, as the Coast Guard was searching for this fishing boat, reporting missing late Saturday. They had spent an entire day floating in the water because they couldn't, save anything they could communicate with when their boat sunk. The one thing they say that did save them was punching the sharks and having life jackets.
Mostly punching the sharks. So.
Mostly punching the sharks. So I'm thinking that's going to be made into a movie now. Yeah?
I feel like they should have had flares. I mean, if you have to punch a shark, I'd rather do it with a flare.
Oh, yeah.
Might be a little more effective.
All right. Bad news department. A little more. Sorry. Let's see. BA5 subvariant of COVID, right? Subsided in late July. Everything's kind of mellow. We're all forgetting about it. It's all good, right? Yeah, now a new infection from a highly mutated subvariant. This is in the UK right now, so do not go visit the UK. Do not allow anyone from the UK on a plane. I see that as the way to, ban the UK. Stop it right now before it spreads. Why don't they do that? Why don't they stop flights out of that country? They say that this new subvariant, I wish they'd come up with more cool names like Omicron. This one's BQ.1.1. Whatever that means. It's doubling every week, a rate growth that far exceeds other leading subvariants, spreading twice as fast as its cousin BA.2.75.2.
Well, of course, it stays in the family. Yeah.
It says very contagious, but that's not the subvariant's most alarming quality. What is most worrying is that it also evades antibodies.
Isn't it a virus?
Yeah, it's mutating. So this is the first form or subvariant of COVID they've had to which antibody therapies. Now that's what saved me. That it is not working on them. They say though the latest shot from what they call bivalent, which is messenger RNA, again boosters, will protect you from it. But they said the antibodies that they've been juicing people up are not going to work. And then they added to the story and they said, but this one's looking kind of scary because nobody's getting the new shot. So nobody's taking the government up on the new shot. I think we're kind of shot out. That could be bad, but we'll see what happens. I say block the UK.
I think after here, let's give you 5 shots in a year and then maybe it'll work, but probably not. Let's give you another one for this new thing that we have.
I think people are shotted out, and then the whole stories that come out, even if it's a low percentage of somebody that had a reaction, it does when they cover that. I think it scares other people away. So I know Brandon likes to keep his mouth shut about COVID, don't you, Brandon?
Oh, I just get all the shots. I just stop by weekly and I just ask for a shot. I'm on my 100th shot of a COVID vaccine.
And look what happened. You had to cut all your hair off.
Exactly. All my hair left.
Well, I know I had a reaction. We've talked, we hear other stories of other people that are having a reaction. I was listening to a news story that a lady was talking about combining all your shots at once. So go in, get the shingles shot, get the monkeypox vaccine, and top it off with a subvariant shot of COVID. And it's fine to do that. And I'm thinking, wow, how many people? I mean, I think that is going to lay you out for a couple days, even if they don't bother you having that much stuff put into you. Scary.
Well, not to mention, you have to consider how much aluminum is in, because there's aluminum in those shots, and heavy metals take a really long time, if ever, come out of your body. So,
I'm not scared of that. I've been eating off aluminum pans my entire life. Drinking out of cans. Yeah, I'm already done. All right. Next story out of Washington State. They spent part of the holiday weekend searching for a missing part to a .50 caliber machine gun. The latest incident after the service was criticized for lost weapons. That's right. At the Joint Base Lewis McChord in Tacoma, they keep losing automatic weapons.
Of course they do.
Losing. This one was just a receiver assembly of the .50 caliber machine gun, so it couldn't be used for anything. But obviously the soldier that stole it has a use for that, right? So he's got something else at home, maybe.
Maybe he has a lawn ornament or something, and it just worked.
Department of Defense, especially the Army, has come under criticism over its firearms safekeeping over the last year, following reports by the Associated Press exposing a decade-long effort to downplay the number of lost and stolen firearms from units across the country.
Are there any tanks missing?
I wish.
If there are, can I find one?
That'd be so fun to drive. So fun.
There's
to
no
drive.
Ukrainian farmers hanging outside the base, is there?
No.
Kind of worried.
I like the story out of Ukraine last week, though, where they came upon an actual tank that was running that the Russians just evacuated and left behind. A running tank filled with guns, fully loaded with weapons. They just abandoned it running on the side of the road. Oh, look, free tank. We signed the title and taped it onto the steering wheel.
Yeah, I think actually, officially, the Ukrainian army, most of their armored vehicles are now stolen Russian vehicles.
It's funny.
Yeah. The joke is Russia is the biggest supporter of Ukraine.
Well, they're going to get some more new weapons here real soon, I guess.
Yeah, very soon.
All right. Things are going to get topsy-turvy in Mississippi. A black teenager in Mississippi has died days after Gulfport police shot him in the head outside a discount store. Relatives are questioning the officer's action. They're not releasing any more information on that as to, like, the color of the officer. Yahee McMillan was 15, shot on Thursday, but according to reports, he was, the police got called because there was a carload of teenagers driving around waving guns.
Oh.
Yeah, all right. That is my last news story. Yay! On to bits and breaks we go this morning. I'm looking for... Michelle, you should do this. Secrets women keep from men. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Let's see if they're true.
All right. This list was posted to a blog for women, so I'm not sure how many guys are ever going to see it. And to be honest, most of these don't seem that secretive.
Okay.
Like for the first one, for example, we don't wake up looking this good. Halfway through the morning, I don't look that good either. The natural beauty look takes about an hour to perfect in the morning.
Really?
I don't know. I don't wear makeup.
Well, I know mine only takes a few minutes.
Yeah, you look fabulous.
Thanks.
Yeah. See, we've tested how our first name sounds with your last name, and we've already decided whether or not it's a deal breaker.
Oh, that'd be rough for me.
I think that's kind of funny.
Claflin.
Probably true for younger girls. I think as you get older, there's other things that are much more cause for being a deal breaker than what your name is.
See, I think that'd be rough for Brandon. Was Morgan okay with your last name?
Yeah, what's wrong with my last name? It's fantastic.
It's well known. I would think that might be a deterrent.
there you
It's like, oh, everybody's gonna know I'm another Hanson now.
Very German, kind of like your name, Scott.
I know. Nobody's gonna want your last name. Schlafman. See ya. I don't want to sound angry.
Scott Schroffman.
Yeah. And as I get old, I'm gonna look like that guy from the Russian army in the picture I put up too.
I like strudel.
Eyebrow up like that?
Yes.
Goodness. All right, this one is true. Girls hate shaving. Hate it. Girls have hairy legs, pits, and facial hair. You wouldn't understand the lengths we go to convince you otherwise.
I kind of like a little pit hair sticking out of a sundress, especially on Brandon. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like going to Deer Park, or it's like going to Browns Lake during summer.
I like them hippie girls. Come on. Right. More, Michelle.
We put a lot of thought into texting you. We proofread 10 times and have a friend review before sending you a text that says, "Hey, what's up?"
And then meanwhile, I'll text something and then a microsecond later be like, "Ooh, shouldn't have said that." Ooh.
Yeah. I think the most proofreading that I do sending text messages is I'll get halfway through it and be like, maybe you should calm down.
Yeah.
Nothing's worse than just seeing the three dots just going over and over, and then after it reaches like 20 minutes, it's like, ooh, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight.
Right.
They could be just distracted.
One can hope.
Right. All right. We cry at the smallest things. We cry over petty fights and hard exams. I cried watching an episode of Rugrats yesterday.
Is that still on the air?
I don't know.
Girls do cry, Royce. Did you break a tear getting ready for the fall festival, Michelle?
I didn't have time to cry.
Okay, good.
Every joint in my body wanted to, but I didn't have time to cry.
Brandon, when's the last time you cried?
Oh, good question. Let's see here. Maybe it was looking at Russell Wilson's stat line. That was probably it.
I
Your
cried.
meme crack me up.
I cried yesterday. Mooch was laying in a really cute position. All right.
I have to watch myself in conversations because like those weird moments when I have to like, oh, I'm gonna cry. It's like I'll be talking about something that like is really important or means a lot to me, and like I can feel it in the backs of my eyes. It'll start stinging, and I'm like, why? What is going on in my brain right now? I don't understand it, but I guess it's something that happens to women more often as they get older. I'm hearing
Guys
that they
too.
get more emotional.
Guys.
So yeah, sometimes I'm like, if I'm going to talk about something important that might stir some emotions in me, it has to be in front of someone that I don't care if they see my ugly face, because I might cry.
Oh, you're an ugly crier. Ah.
Depends on the level of crying going on.
They say your tears come out in different spots of your eyes. So if you're angry, an angry cry comes out of one place. I believe happy tears come out the middle of your eye. And it's by the face that you're making causes the tears to run one way or another. So what could we do to make Brandon cry and see which way his tears flow? Did you cry when your son was born, Brandon?
I did not. I was just kind of overwhelmed. It was quite the whirlwind.
I think that's at the point when I changed and became an old softie and could cry easier was after the birth of my first daughter. Before that, I had only cried once, and it was in a movie theater, and it was super embarrassing. It was Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan, when Spock died. I broke down. I was crying. The lights came up. The movie's over. I didn't want to leave the theater because I was all teary-eyed from Spock dying.
And then they bring him back for Star Trek 3.
Should have known, huh? All right.
Oh.
All right, couple more, Michelle.
Sometimes we need to use the restroom. And shocking enough, sometimes we need to go number 2.
No, girls don't do that. Come on.
Well, if they didn't, they'd be full of it.
Not saying nothing.
We stalked your ex on social media, and we have concluded that we are decidedly so much better. Agreed.
If you just tuned in, these are things girls do.
Yeah, and I think it was right. Not all of these are very secretive.
All right.
We have a concrete list of potential baby names picked out, and we aren't leaving a lot of room to compromise. Even though we think catcalling is degrading, we are secretly flattered.
Is that true?
It depends on who it's coming from.
Okay. So if it's a good-looking guy, it's okay, but if it's
Oh, no,
a
it's-
bunch
it's
of
like-
fat plumbers, it's not?
If you're creepy about it, well, me being me, you might get throat punched. But, I mean, if you're classy about it, then it can be flattering.
But classy catcalling.
Yeah. I'm going to find some examples. Oh, boy.
Okay.
You ever been throat punched, Brandon?
No,
Okay.
I have not been through
I
it.
haven't either. And it really surprises me, actually, now that she said it.
I'm short. I'm short. What do you want from me?
All right. Last 2.
Okay. Our weight, our dress size, our jean size, all off limits. You will regret it if you ask.
Okay.
I guess, and for some people, maybe our height. We want dessert, gosh darn it, but we want you to order it without asking if we want it.
Oh, that's ways
Ooh, that's
guiltless. Yeah.
Oh, this changes everything. I'm gonna order a dessert all the time. This is fantastic.
Because then it's a gift.
Yeah, then it's a gift. Oh man. Next time we go out to a restaurant, I'm bringing out the dessert menu.
All right, so this is perfect for you, Brandon. The next one is, because if you follow Brandon on Facebook like I do, you know he hates fake news. He can be really sarcastic. I think yesterday's was something about people that when they hear sirens automatically go post about it on Facebook.
Yeah. What's going on? Well, even the people driving the vehicle with the sirens probably don't know at this moment. So you all got to cool down.
Patch is not allowed to tell you.
Yeah. Well, I love all the speculation over and over, and then it's 99% of the time wrong. So that's just fun.
So from Brandon, it's some facts that are actually false with Brandon Hanson.
All right. For a missing person, there is a 24-hour waiting period. This is false, I believe. If someone is missing, even for just an hour, you can most certainly file a report.
That could liven up Chihuahua. So anybody you know, if they're more than an hour late, file a missing persons report.
I know one thing, like if my 10-year-old goes missing, I'm definitely not waiting 24 hours to file a report.
How about your cat?
Yeah.
Can you do it for a cat?
My cat, I mean, he can be gone for 3 days and come back and he's got like the biggest squirrel trophy you ever saw, and he's so happy. So.
All right.
All right. They say camels can survive in the desert because they store water in their humps. This is false. Their humps are fat, but the fat is what provides them with about 3 weeks of energy. Camels' kidneys and intestines are really the ones that retain water.
Huh. So that hump really isn't good for anything then.
Oh, it's a good. It creates a nice little saddle if there's two humps.
It's like convenient, so you could fall asleep easier on a camel than most animals.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is my favorite. So we've heard this, right? The best way to escape a bear is to run downhill, right?
Yeah.
The bear tends to roll and will roll faster. You may, get faster running downhill, but guess who else does? The bear.
The bears.
And if you've seen a bear run, you have no chance. They are speedsters.
Michelle, you were covering your face like you tried this once.
No, I was thinking about, the weight difference between a person and a bear and how much more quickly they probably gain speed than we do. And I just didn't even know that anyone thought that was a fact.
All right. Though, if I was being chased by a bear, that would have popped into my mind and I would have tried it. Just saying.
Climbing a tree doesn't help either. They love to climb trees.
So what is the best way to avoid a bear?
Don't go outside.
No. Second, any other guesses, Michelle? Best way to avoid that bear attack?
Throw food in the opposite direction. I don't know.
Best way, same as for zombies. Trip your friend.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I'm not going camping with you, Scott.
I know.
Say, in order to make that actually work, you have to have at least one friend in your group that you don't really like very much.
When it comes down to it, you're getting chased by a bear. You only need one friend. You're gonna trip him even if you like him.
Definitely not going camping with you, Scott.
Okay.
All right, this one's controversial. Cutting your hair makes it grow faster. No, this is false. And shaving does not make your hair grow back thicker and faster. Which, again, some people swear by this. So a bit of a controversial statement here.
I'd have to say that statement is lying.
That the more you shave, the thicker it gets.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I don't believe that. Unless as you
Um,
age as a man, your beard just naturally gets thicker. That could be a thing.
Mm, maybe for facial hair, but I don't think. I mean, because like as guys get older, like they don't shave their armpits, and their hair in their armpits is not toothbrush prickly, you know. And women shave their armpits, and their armpit hair gets thicker and stiffer. So that doesn't make any sense.
All right. We're doubting that one, Brandon, but keep going.
All right. St. Patrick. He's known as kind of being an Irish guy, right?
Yep.
No, he was Welsh.
Cancel St. Patrick's Day.
I know.
It's over.
I don't even know what to do with myself now.
Yeah.
I know, right? The Welsh. They're weirdos.
Yeah.
Dogs only see in black, white, and gray. We've all heard that, right?
Yeah.
Dogs are dichromial animals, so while they recognize fewer colors than humans, they actually see a variety of colors.
Okay.
So they're not colorblind or see in black and white. Here's for you meat eaters out there: the red liquid coming from the steak, right? And you would assume that's blood. That's always a joke, right?
Yeah.
No, the liquid dripping out of a steak is mostly myoglobin, which is a binding protein found in the muscle tissue. So it's not blood.
But it's still gross.
I don't know. I'm all right with protein. you
Right.
know? What, Scott? How do you like your steak?
I like it with the myoglobin pouring out of it.
I'm like at a 3. Like medium rare kind of deal.
Mhm.
All right, you gonna touch
Nobody
it?
else eats steaks here, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry I asked you guys.
Can't
how you
afford
like your
to.
steak.
We can't afford to eat
Okay.
steak.
Yeah. Goodness.
Gotta get those $12 haircuts so we can afford some
Some
steak.
steak, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's
I don't know about that.
Um, here's a common thing. We all celebrate Christmas, and the idea is Jesus was born on December 25th. But the Bible never claims December 25th as the date, the birth date of Jesus. They think that the date might be closer to September,
Oh, Christmas in September.
which is not as fun as December.
No. Oh,
Oh.
don't upset Michelle.
Right.
There's another thing that's false. The oxygen we breathe comes from trees. This is false. The oxygen or the oceans are responsible for 70% of the oxygen that we breathe, and it mostly comes from the plankton in the sea there. So,
Oh.
yeah. And then we've all. I swear we've seen this in books. Different parts of the tongue react to a specific taste. Actually, that's false. You don't have parts of the tongue that only react to a specific taste. And I swear we did this in grade school, and different parts of your tongue reacted. I remember this, so this is throwing me for a loop.
I remember that too. And I want to back up to the oxygen one real quick. Did you know that in the nighttime after the sun goes down that the trees actually stop breathing in and they start breathing in oxygen instead of breathing it out?
Really?
Yeah, I learned that with my son doing I do homeschooling with him in science, and I was like, well,
Isn't that like new math?
like, so, if they have any thoughts of blocking out the sun, they might want to rethink that.
Right. And the trees don't start talking, do they? I've seen Lord of the Rings. It doesn't end well for us.
They trade places.
Okay.
Mhm.
They-
Right, that's like the new green car, right? You just-
right.
All right, the Cynic's Guide to Life. Follow your dream. Unless it's one where you're at work and you're in your underwear during a fire drill. That's your dream. Don't follow it, Brandon.
Yeah, that is true.
Darn.
All right. Another cynic guide to life. Always take time to stop and smell the roses, and sooner or later you'll inhale a bee.
This is true.
Do not walk behind me, for I may not lead. Do not walk ahead of me, for I may not follow. Do not walk beside me either. In fact, just leave me alone.
Yes, this is true.
My favorite one is don't follow me, I run into walls.
If you don't like my driving, don't call anyone. Just take another road. That's why the highway department made so many of them.
Right.
Can we back up to the I run into walls thing?
Yeah.
So, I was over in Bellingham for a conference, and I walked in. I wanted to go to a driving range, so I swung into a golf course and had my bags kind of strapped to my back. And then I go in there and talk with the guys at the desk, and they're super nice. And I ordered some coins just to get golf balls to hit on the course. And all right, I'll see you guys. And I turn around and walk through the door. Well, my clubs are sticking out behind me, and they do this horrible crashing noise into the door, and I stumbled sideways. And I didn't even make eye contact with the guys because it was just so embarrassing. I just bolted out of there. I was like, all right, I wanted to make the George Costanza exit, and instead I made the Kramer exit.
Did George Costanza exit? Isn't that where you go, I was in the pool?
George always leaves on a high note, no matter what.
Well, at least you didn't do it in your hometown.
Yeah, good thing I'll never see those people again, because that was embarrassing.
All right. The next Cynic's Guide to Life is if a motorist cuts you off, just turn the other cheek. Nothing gets the message across like a good mooning.
Oh, man.
Why did that go away? That used to be a really popular thing, and it just kind of went away. I think we should bring it back.
What, mooning?
Yes.
I really hope they don't.
All right. When I'm feeling down, I like to whistle. It makes the neighbor's dog run to the end of the chain and gag himself. I like that. It's always darkest before the dawn, so if you're going to steal the neighbor's holiday decorations, that's the time to do it.
Has anyone else ever noticed that it's always the coldest right before dawn, too?
Yes. I think that's nature.
Yeah. I think it's cruel and unusual punishment because that's about the time I get up in the morning.
Each day I try to enjoy something from each of the 4 food groups: the chocolate group, the salty snack group, the caffeine group, and the whatever the thing in the tinfoil in the back of the fridge is group. Brandon Hanson.
Oh, no, these are the 4 food groups. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
All right. Into every life, some rain must fall, usually when your car windows are down. I hate that. Especially if you get in, your butt gets wet. Oh, man.
Or you crack the window at your house, screen door or whatever, and you're like, letting some fresh air in. And then, you don't realize it's open 2 days later when a rainstorm rolls through. It's fun.
Yeah. Or you do it in your RV and you come in the next day and the wall's all swollen up.
It's fine.
All right. Remember this, because this comes from a small guy. It's a small world, so you got to use your elbows a lot. Yeah. I actually saved myself from getting trampled one time at a concert by grabbing people's shoulders and dragging myself through the crowd. My feet weren't even touching the ground.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Remember that, Michelle. These little people got to stick together. This land is your land. This land is my land. So stay on your land. And we've been watching that here. We have a neighbor that keeps putting their garbage vehicles closer and closer to the property line. At what point do you go talk to them?
That's just me, Scott. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Oh, this is probably a good one. Love is like a roller coaster. When it's good, you don't want to get off. And when it isn't, you can't wait to throw up. Well, that's how my dates usually go. All right. All right.
You actually take them on a roller coaster.
I want to pit Michelle Williams against Brandon Hanson because it's never happened before.
I've been waiting for this.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Oh, yeah, special guest today, Brandon Hanson versus Michelle Williams.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
No cheating, you guys. All right.
Let's see here.
All right, first one. Oh, what do you you're trying to freak her out with your Darth Vader? Is that
Yeah.
There it goes. Now it's clear. All right. Dun dun dun.
Darth Bobblehead.
I challenge your Darth Vader with my Star Trek insignia. There you go. You can tell we're dorks. Look what we keep on our desks.
Yeah.
What kind of dork you got? What do you got, Michelle? What? A straw? That's your.
No, it's a lightsaber.
Oh, it is. Oh, it is a lightsaber. Look at you.
I'm ready for you.
All right. Feel the force, Brandon. Average one of these reaches a top speed of 22 miles per hour. It's really tiny.
Drivers on Highway 395.
No, they're quite large. Average one of these reaches a top speed of 22 miles per hour.
Flying squirrel.
Ooh, wouldn't that be cool? No, it is not alive.
It's not alive. Let's see here.
A sneeze.
Yeah, sneeze.
No, but you're correct. It is moist.
Never say that word on the radio again.
Sorry. That's all right. Could I give you a dollop of butter? Another word you shouldn't say on the radio. Moist.
What goes that fast? I don't know.
22 miles an hour and it's wet.
Alive and it's wet. A rainstorm, a raindrop.
A raindrop, Michelle. Woo, 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 whoop, whoop. All right, girl power, go. If you're about to bite into a Gravenstein, what would you be eating?
Sandwich.
No, sir.
A pastry.
No, sir. Maybe it's Gravenstein.
It sounds very German. Germans only eat like 4 things. So,
Sausage.
So what'd you say, Michelle?
Sausage.
No, that's not a sausage. Why'd you blush when you said that? Look, she's blushing.
I'm not.
All right. It's a fruit.
it's a fruit.
Yeah.
Banana.
No, sir.
This is not fun, Scott.
German. And it's an apple.
It is an apple. The
I'm
Gravenstein.
serious.
I'm just totally serious. It's an apple.
That's like a really long word for apple.
It is a really long word for apple. All right. Let's see. What do you do? What do the following states have in common? Connecticut, Hawaii, Illinois, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. Picture Picture those words. They all have something in common.
I failed geography.
Has nothing to do with geography.
Well, what's it?
Vowels.
Say that again.
Double vowels.
You're close.
The same 2 letters next to each other.
That's right. Wow. All right. She's totally smoking you, Brandon Hanson.
Well, I'm not good at trivia.
All right. Which came first? These are easy. Dry cleaning or the clothes dryer?
Dry clean. No, clothes dryer.
Michelle?
Dry clean. It's one or the other.
I'm going to say clothes dryer.
And let's see, you'd be right. Clothes dryer, $17.99. It was a hand crank. And dry cleaning, $18.45.
Because I think dry cleaning came about because people washed their clothes and then dried it and found out that some things shrink when you do that.
All right, electric hair dryer or the perm?
Perm.
Michelle?
Electric hair dryer.
$18.90 for the hair dryer and the perm in 1906. Was there even electricity in 1890 to run a hair dryer?
They ran on kerosene.
Oh, they probably did. Many women caught fire.
Hamster ran the electricity back then.
All right. Legos or Lincoln Logs? Which came first?
Lincoln Logs.
Yep. Toothpaste tube or the toothbrush?
Toothpaste.
Toothbrush.
Toothbrush 1600. It's amazing so many people had wooden teeth.
Because they were brushing with baking soda.
Yeah, that's right. Toothpaste tube came about in 1892.
It took us that long to figure out toothpaste?
Yes.
A lot of years of really gross tasting
That's right.
stuff to brush your teeth with.
Most people
Yeah.
just used soap.
Yeah.
Soap.
All
All
right.
right.
Wash your mouth out with soap came from?
Mm-hmm. Fat. They make soap from fat, right? You can make homemade soap out of fat. I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
Ugh.
Rubbing fat all over your body. Yuck.
What? Stop.
If I'm gonna rub fat all over my whole body, I hope it's bacon fat.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
It's a banger for the show.
All right, so let's roll through these. Get Brandon off to work. Thanks so much for being here today, Brandon. And we're going to let you take off with the news attack, where the first statement is true and the second statement is a bad joke.
All right. Donald Trump, remember that guy? He claims that former Republican President George H.W. Bush, the first Bush, took millions of classified documents to a former bowling alley and Chinese restaurant and combined them and then drizzled them in soy sauce, apparently.
Man,
All righty then.
my fortune cookies make so much more sense now.
Michelle.
Right. A Russian hacker group attacked some major U.S. airports. They caused real chaos. In most of the airports, 100% of the luggage wasn't lost.
Yay. Kanye West still locked out of Twitter and Instagram. He's so fed up, he's decided to start a new social media service called Crazy Social.
Kanye, you need to go away, man.
Crazy Social, Truth Social, same thing.
Yeah. A study says we're much better listeners if we keep our eyes closed. So maybe now they'll stop criticizing me in the staff meetings or at church, because I'll be napping. Yeah.
I'm thinking. Back to you, Michelle.
The guy in Poland was fined for putting up a sign outside his store to tell everyone that his wife had an affair with his banker. Well, good luck, mister. Good luck getting a loan to pay for that fine.
Oh, man.
You skipped one.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, you can do that one.
Oh, okay, research found that riding a roller coaster helps people pass their kidney stones. Of course, the ride has to be shut down for cleaning.
Oh.
That was disgusting.
Man.
Back to you,
Yeah.
Brandon.
People begin to turn grumpy at the age of 52. It's understandable. Your older friends are getting discounted meals at restaurants, but you still have to wait 3 years.
Oh, I keep forgetting to ask for my discount. Oh, I hate that. And I'm so old right now, I'm moving around my seat because I'm having a leg cramp.
Just sitting there?
Yes. I think I
Wow.
sat here too long.
Yeah, peak physical performance.
Yes,
right?
yes. Who is it's Michelle.
Yes, this is the weekend the family will be buying pumpkins. Every year we head out to the big pumpkin farm, surge up and down the lot for that perfect big orange one, put it in the trunk of the car, drive home, only to find it smashed up against the spare tire.
Oh, it's so disappointing for the kids.
This is so true.
On to the world of wacky but true. We don't add any jokes to these because they are self-contained, but you might get a sound effect. First one up, animal rescuers in Boston came to the aid of a kitten found wandering the streets with a jar stuck over her head. After removing the jar, the kitten was taken to a local animal rescue and adoption center. Last week it was a raccoon. If you adopted a kitten who had a jar stuck on its head, what do you name it?
Dr. Evil.
Jif, Skippy, or perhaps Pickles?
Oh, man, that's bad.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
That is really bad.
I'm really sorry. All right, but I do have this.
Tune in tomorrow. Same cat time, same cat channel.
And one more, because Brandon likes to do this.
To go rub a cat's butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Every day.
All right, and back to you.
Railway operators in Scotland said some morning commuters found their trains delayed when a loose cow found its way onto the tracks.
Oh.
I hate it when that happens.
Oh. You think it happened more in Stevens County?
It does.
Yeah.
On my road specifically, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which direction I go. If I go north from my house to town, I get red cows with big horns. If I go south from my house to town, I get black cows with no horns, all in the middle of the road.
Wow. Those aren't cows. No, just kidding.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, looks like the cows have come home to roost.
Mm-hmm. All right. Did we skip Brandon? No.
Yeah.
No, it's your turn, Michelle. Yeah.
I'm going to do dogs.
Okay.
Okay. A dog's dash for freedom briefly shut down one runway at a major Japanese airport. The adult dog escaped at Tokyo International while cargo crews were loading its cargo onto a flight. It appeared to enjoy its brief taste of freedom, dashing across the runway and sniffing around in the grassy areas. The dog's owner had to come out to catch the pet.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And when he saw his dad?
That sounds like my dogs.
All right.
All right. I get all the cow things.
Yes.
A Cambodian cow was taken into police custody for causing traffic accidents. Cow's owner could face jail time under a traffic law that holds people responsible for accidents caused by their animals. The 5-foot-tall cow was standing in the middle of a main road when a motorcyclist crashed into the animal.
Huh.
That's interesting. Because in this country, if you crash into somebody's cow, you have to pay for it.
Doesn't seem quite fair. Are you sure it was just 5 feet?
It's Apocalypse Cow.
Arthur, evil is afoot and hoofing it with dark gusto. Let's go!
I would not go out there, my little friend. The Apocalypse Cow is 50 feet tall. She shoots fire from her teats.
Quickly jump! There's fire everywhere!
It's my favorite sound effect.
Wow, Scott.
Have you seen the new Tick live action Tick show?
Of course I have.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it.
You, Michelle.
I think it's your turn.
I think it's my turn.
Your turn in England.
A burglar just couldn't believe his luck. He noticed a house where there was no one at home and the front window was wide open. A temptation he couldn't resist. And when I see an open window, I'm the same way. All right, he crawled in and rummaged through the house, taking a few items. It was the reason the window was open in the first place that led to his downfall. The room had just been repainted, and the window had been left open to allow the paint to dry. Unfortunately, it hadn't dried before our burglar let himself in and left fingerprints everywhere. Oh. Hold on.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid? Why?
Why?
Just a guess.
Okay.
Brandon.
All right. I think it's my turn.
How did we get mixed up? Okay, go ahead.
Once.
Okay.
All right. In Jerusalem, a woman stole a pair of Crocs shoes from a store, and since she was stealing them for her son, she had to guess what size he would wear. When she got the stolen shoes home and they didn't fit, she did what any good mom would do, marched down to the store and tried to exchange them for another pair. Bad idea. The store clerk recognized her from the security camera footage and stalled her while the cops were called.
Store clerk, not very nice. He did, like you said, he recognized her and he had this to say.
You're not only ugly, you're stupid, too.
Oh, ow.
Those are Crocs?
Right.
They're like $5.
And who buys Crocs anymore anyway? Don't you know that when you wear those things, your feet like turn into one big toe?
It's the thought that counts, Mom. I'm so glad Mom stole these for me.
All right.
Wrap us up, Brandon Hanson.
Take yourself to Germany.
Okay.
Where police broke into a darkened apartment, fearing they would find a dead body after neighbors complained about a nasty smell. We've heard about that a few times. The shutters of the apartment had been closed for more than a week, and the mailbox was filled with uncollected mail. But instead of a corpse, police found a tenant with badly smelling feet asleep in a bed next to a pile of nasty smelling laundry.
Oh.
Ugh. Ugh.
It's like one of those scents I think you get up your nose and it kind of sticks with you all day.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Like you can almost taste it. It's so bad. Like
Thanks,
this.
Pat.
You're welcome.
So, you will dine with us. But first, you must bathe, sir. You stink.
Yes. All right, that is our show for today. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for Brandon Hanson for filling in for Val. And Brandon, did you have a date the next time you're going to be live out and about in the Tri-County area for people? You talked about Lake Spokane.
It's going to be late November, so
Okay.
I'm sure I'll pop on here before that date there.
All right, and then the first Friday in November, you will be back at our local library, right?
Yes, in Cholula.
All right, it's Ted at the library with Brandon Hanson then. Thank you so much for being here, Brandon and Michelle. Glad you're back on the air. Who's our guest tomorrow?
Hands Across Nations
All
will
right.
be our guest tomorrow.
All right, we'll be talking about their auction. That is coming up a Saturday late afternoon. There you go. That's our show for today. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, it's Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7. Have a great day.
This concludes the broadcast from World Control.
It's Midland for all of you. You know how to eat chips when you were a kid? Why?
Well, looks like the cows have come home to roost.
You're listening.
Can you still hear me?
Yes,
We good?
we're good. Thank you so much, Brandon.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
You bet.
Are we doing a Boo Fest meeting this week?
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Yeah, I think we're getting close.
So I'm gone out of the area on Thursday, but
Friday?
every other day I'm good. So
Friday, okay?
yeah, Friday's okay.
Okay. Do we have any idea who to contact to figure out how many businesses we have signed up? Because I'm pretty sure that registration for that was supposed to close at the end of the week.
That'd be Panani, wouldn't it?
If she knew she was supposed to do it.
I thought she knew she was supposed to do it. So
I'm gonna touch base with her today just to make sure.
okay, cool.
Alrighty.
All right, kids. Have a great day.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
All right.